Well, hello there, all you strange and interesting creatures of the internet. Welcome back to the All Seasons on F1 2019. As you can see, the Hookster is currently in 8th position with 14 World Championship points. Lewis Hamilton out in the lead, and unfortunately our teammate George Russell is in 19th place with not a single solitary World Championship point to his name. Oh dear. Just looking at some interview transcripts. Oh, it's with Weber. Dave Hook flew through the pack in the race. What's their secret? Well, I'm just bloody awesome, Emma. Absolutely awesome. Awesome indeed. Now we've got one with Devon Butler. Yeah, Devon Butler. Judging from today's race, it must be pretty hard to fend off Dave Hook when they want to pass. Yes, it is pretty bloody impossible, I have to admit. Yes, anyway, in the vehicle performance comparison chart, you can see we are right down at the bottom and really far behind the other cars. So we've got to develop this car as much as we can to see if we can actually catch up to Toro Rosso, in fact. Yes, so there you go. More parts bolted onto the car. Fan-bloody-tastic. And now it's time for one of those challenges. Yes, and this time we are in a McLaren 1972. Yes, I think it is anyway. Let's hope so. It's a gorgeous car, and we've already achieved our objective of 10 overtakes, but have we beaten George Russell, who is attending this event? Just about to see now as we cross the line, and yes, a gorgeous car from yesteryear. And we've passed the overtake challenge, but have we beaten George Russell? Just about to find out now, and the answer to that question is going to be a resounding yes, we have. Fantastic.
Welcome to qualifying in the Republic of Azerbaijan. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green, and the fight for pole position can get underway.
So here we are then at Baku for the next round of the championship. Currently Sergio Perez in the Racing Point has got pole position with a 1:41.635. Let's see what fantastic time Hooks is going to put in as he's going to cross the line. It's a very, very long approach before we get to the line, it has to be said, at Baku. But we're about to cross it now, and it's 4th place, 1.6 seconds behind the leader right now. As we accelerate forward out a little bit later in qualifying, just shy of 8 minutes left in qualifying. We're down to 20th place now, unfortunately, and Devon Butler is ahead of us, and that Toro Rosso in 19th position. Don't forget, of course, he is our rival at the moment. Lewis Hamilton's got pole, predictably, with a 1:40.470. Don't crash in the pit lane. And as you can see, we crossed the line, and we've got up into 19th place ahead now of Devon Butler. Yes, Devon Butler. Great. Absolutely great. Anyway, that is it. The qualifying is now over. Just shy of 2 minutes and 50 seconds left of the final dying seconds of quali. We're still in 19th place. We're not going to improve on that, unfortunately, but we're still going to beat Devon Butler. But I think we've been bested this time by our own teammate George Russell as we cross the line. So there you go then. 19th place for the Hookster at Baku. Wowzers. Mid-trousers. Let's have a look at the scores on the doors then. So there you go. Lucas Weber finished in 10th position. Lewis Hamilton, of course, got pole position. We finished in 19th, and George Russell, our teammate, finished in 17th place. Let's do this.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Baku City Circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about the captain. They're still relatively new to a sport which does have a high learning curve and, of course, little tolerance for mistakes.
That's right, it is a difficult environment to come into. In junior categories, you're competing against drivers with similar levels of experience. But some of these guys in Formula 1 have been there for over a decade. But I have to say, in this case, it's so far so good.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Perez, Albon, Stroll, Grosjean and Lucas Faber, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Daniel Kvyat and Sainz, Hülkenberg, Norris, George Russell and Kimi Raikkonen. The captain and Devon Butler starts from the back of the grid, and with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So here we go at Baku. Once again, the 5 lights go out on the all-seasons career mode, and we say go, go, go. And it's away he goes. Wow, great start once again for Nookster for the line. He's chasing already Kimi Raikkonen. He dives there in the inside of a huge amount of these cars in the turn 1. Oh, collision with Raikkonen though, collision with Raikkonen, but he gets through pretty clean, he has to be said. Fantastic. We've got Carlos Sainz in 13th place ahead of us as we now dive down inside of Carlos Sainz and Kevin Magnussen up into 12th position already, and just behind Weber, who's in 11th place after just 2 corners off this Grand Prix. Another fantastic performance from the guy that never gives up and he never surrenders, don't you know, as he's now going to see if he goes for a move on Weber down the inside. Oh, very, very close to the back end gearbox of Weber there. I think he's going to try for this turn here. Yes, he does. Past Weber and past, I think that was the Honey Badger. Yes, it was Daniel Ricciardo in the Renault. Wowzers. So he's now up into the points and chasing the next car in front of him, which is going to be Romain Grosjean. Yes, Romain Grosjean, who's currently in 9th position. And of course, that Haas car. Yes, the Haas car from 2019. Wowzers. Absolute wowzers is all I can say at the moment. We now go through the very, very tortuous castle section for the very, very first time, and you can see a view from the halo there. Wow, that feels so tight. It really does feel very, very tight indeed, but we managed to get through there quite cleanly and still hold on to this 10th position now for Nookster. Still chasing Grosjean. Daniel Ricciardo still behind us, the Honey Badger in the Renault. Now it's time for our own version of Champions Wall from Canada. Very, very tight left-hander there. Oh, little bit of sort of Tokyo drifting from side to side there for the Hookster, but he manages to hold it together beautifully as he always does in this potato of a car. Yes, this absolute potato of a Williams, already at 22% rear wear on the tyres, so we're going to come in pretty soon for our stop. Very, very high tyre wear at Baku, and oh no, we've got a problem with our gearbox already, only into the first lap of the race, and we're being told that we've lost one of the gears in the gearbox. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, we're going to carry on, and we also got some damage to the ICE as well. That's reaching the maximum limits of its wear. Oh dear, things are not going to plan at the moment as we accelerate forward now to lap 2. Still holding on though to this 10th position for the Hookster and chasing Grosjean. Yes, Grosjean. We've got Weber behind us now, and look at this, he's going for a move there the inside of us, but are we going to cover him off as the DRS has just been enabled on lap 3? I think we are, yes. Randy outside, a beautiful move there for Hookster once again. He's driving, he's just getting better and better every season that he does, it really is. He's going to be up there in the echelons of supremacy of like Lewis Hamilton if he carries on like this. As we accelerate forward now to lap 3. Yes, lap 3, still hold on to 10th place. Gearbox is still looking a little bit dodgy, but I think it's cleared now. We've got all our gears now still working, and that's good because we've got Weber right up our Jack Jones. Yes, right there trying to get past us, and he does get past us under the DRS, but I think we're going to break very, very late into turn 1. Yes, we do, and Weber sort of gets out of the way of us there, I do believe, and we managed to hold on to this 10th position at the moment on lap 4 as we accelerate forward to lap 5, just going past the pits, and you can see that we are still in 10th position, and some cars have already come in for their stop, and we are going to come in for our stop as well because our tyres are looking very dodgy. 57% wear on the rears already, so we come in for a pretty early stop, but it's okay, no problems whatsoever as other cars are coming in and going out before we've even made our stop. We've got some of the Red Bulls in there as well, so we're going to change from the soft onto the harder tyre, the yellow cycle tyre. Thank you very much, lads. That was a very clean stop. Yes, 2.1 second stop, and George Russell wasn't anywhere to be seen, which is great news indeed. But he is of course in front of us at the moment in 17th position. Yes, I don't know if he's actually coming through stop yet. He may have started on hards. Anyway, we accelerate forward out of lap 6. Still in now 18th position for the Hookster. Going past the pits, we got a few more cars in, so he should gain a few more positions. That's going to be good. We've got Norris in front of us at the moment, but he is coming for his pit stop, and we've got Kimi Raikkonen. I think he's coming for his stop as well. So we're going to get up now into 16th position. Still chasing our own teammate though, George Russell, who's currently in 15th place. Hopefully he hasn't stopped yet. I don't think he has. Otherwise we could be in trouble as we accelerate forward to lap 7. Just going past the pits again. More cars have come in, and we're holding on now to 16th place. We were just behind Devon Butler, but I think Devon Butler's come in. We've got Hülkenberg. Oh, they're all changing positions now as we go past the pit lane. And yes, we're up into 30. No, Butler is still ahead of us. He's in 12th position now. Look at this. Look at this. Devon Butler is in 12th place. We are in 13th on lap 8. As we accelerate forward now to lap 9, and we're now in 11th position because more cars have come in for their pit stops. This is Oh, it's just so disappointing to be just on that cusp of a World Championship point but being just outside of it. But hopefully we can get up into the points if something goes wrong with the other 10 cars that are in front of us. And that first car that's in front of us is Lance Stroll as we accelerate forward now to the end of lap. No, we've got yellow flag. As I say that, Sergio Perez is out of the session. So yes, we are going to gain one position, I do believe, and get into the points. Yes, there's Sergio Perez in the racing point, going very, very slow indeed. We've got to be careful though, because cars are trying to get past us. They're trying to take advantage, but they can't pass us under the yellow flag, of course. And we go up now into 9th place. Yes, 9th place. Another car must have come in for his pit stop. Wowzers. Unbelievable. I thought we weren't going to get any points in this race, but we've managed to end up in 9th position on lap 10 as we accelerate forward out to lap 12. Just 2 more laps, or should I say just a lap and a half to go off this Grand Prix, and we're still holding on to 9th place at the moment. But look at this, Webber's looking very, very angry. He goes past us, but I think we're going to sort of hang out to drive around the outside. Yes, we do. Can we pull it in time? Yes, we can. Superb move there for the Hookster, holding on to 9th position at the moment. Still chasing Lance Stroll, but I think he's way, way, way up the road now. So I don't think we're going to be able to catch him. And Webber, of course, is the car behind. And of course, this is his last opportunity. This is now the last lap to see if he can try and get past us. Is he going to do a move around the outside? He tries to, sort of. No, he is there. But we just managed to squeeze him out a little bit, which is great news. And we still hold on to this 9th position in the race at Baku as we accelerate forward down to, that's it. That's the end of the race. Lewis Hamilton, the blessed one himself, has won the race. But look at this. We're under real pressure now for Webber. We've got nothing we can do. There's absolutely nothing we can do. We've lost out to Webber. He's not even got his DRS open, and we crossed the line in 10th place. Oh, bugger. But there's just nothing you can do. If the car's right behind you, you can't defend. And there's Toto Wolff, the Terminator. Is your name, sir? Like, no, for cock's sake, it's not. Toto. Susie sorted him out. There's Lewis Hamilton, who won the race, and there's his team mechanics with Alex Gillian, an F1 YouTuber in the background. Well done. Well done to you all. Fantastic. And there's Maxi Boy, who finished in 5th place in the Red Bull. Well done to you as well. So there's the podium then. There's the blessed one himself. Yes. Mind how you go on the podium, Lewis. Don't crash now. And he's holding up the trophy high. And there's all the cars. And it's time now for the champagne to go over everyone. Yes, go on. Get in there. Get in there, Lulu. Sebastian Vettel's up there as well. Fantastic news for the Ferrari driver. Absolutely. So let's have a look at the scores on the doors then. After that round, we of course did score points. And our teammate George Russell did not score any points. So in the championship standings now, we are going to have a look and see where everyone is. And at the moment, Lewis Hamilton, of course, is still in the lead with 95 points. Charles Leclerc in second with 66. Valtteri Bottas in third with 45. And we're in 8th position with 15 World Championship points now. Wowzers. We have actually dropped down a little bit though, but we are still holding our ground. And teammate George Russell is in 20th place. And Devon Butler's in 18th. And we are in 6th place in the Constructors' Championship. Okay, before we move on, it's time to renegotiate our contract. We're going to stay, of course, with Williams for the next 4 rounds of this season, but we have negotiated to be a first driver, and it's been successful. Wow, actually undersold ourselves a little bit there, but that's all good. It's all good. So we are now the leading driver in the team of Williams. Yes. And in the vehicle performance comparison chart, you can see we are still way off Toro Rosso. Just look at it, way off Toro Rosso. We've got to get some more parts onto this car and hopefully catch up to them, because it's just ridiculous how off the pace in development this Williams was in 2019. It really was far down. Oh no! Qualifying for the next round in Spain is going to be absolutely pissing down wet, but it's going to be a dry race. This could be very interesting indeed. But unfortunately, we are going to have to take a penalty because our gearbox is at 85% wear, and we've still got 2 more rounds to go. Of course, early in the season, the wear rates are pretty horrific on most of your parts. So we're going to take a 5 grid place penalty for fitting a new gearbox to the car.
Qualifying's about to kick off any moment here at the Circuit Barcelona Catalunya. No doubt that today will be full of action on the track.
So here we are at Spain in full wet conditions, and we're just about to get confirmation. There it is at the top of your screen, a 5 place grid penalty for unfortunately taking a replacement gearbox for our car. And as you can see, it is absolutely raining cats, dogs, Cornish pasties, sausage rolls and aunties. Yes, it's absolutely pissing down, as you can see. After our first qualifying run, of course, we've had to turn the downforce up, but we're only running on 6 wings because we don't want to compromise ourselves too much for the race. Unfortunately, under park firmware conditions, of course, we won't be able to change the wing, only the front wing for the race. I'll have to stay at 6 for the rear wing, but we can turn it down as we go into the race. And as you can see, as we cross the line, we're currently in fourth position, 1 second behind the lead. Wasn't expecting that with these higher wings. Anyway, we accelerate forward down a little bit later to qualifying, just shy of 6 minutes left in quali. We're down to 16th position. Valtteri Bottas has got pole at the moment. Are we going to... No, we're not going to improve because our delta time is up, but we're going to stay in 16th place. But unfortunately, because we only have 2 sets of tyres, we just carried on going. As you can see, we are slightly... Oh, we were up. No, I think we're down. Are we down? Are we up? Not quite. No, we're up now. Wowzers. We are slightly up now on our delta time. So up into 14th place is what we managed to do at the moment instead of George Russell. But what are we going to do here as we cross the line? And it's 10th place. Wowzers. I was not expecting that. 10th position for qualifying. Don't forget, of course, we've got that gearbox penalty, but that is still pretty decent as we accelerate forward out to the end of qualifying. Well, we dropped down to, we're down to 15. Oh no, we're down to 15th place now, in fact. Oh dear. So we are going to start from last. It's now 16th place, so we're now definitely going to start in last position as the qualifying is now over. Well, it was okay for a minute, but unfortunately the other cars have beaten us. And yeah, so we're going to start right from the back of the grid. But it's not too bad a penalty, especially as we really start around the 17th or 18th position mark anyway, to be honest. So it's not too bad indeed. I just want to get rid of all these wet conditions and go into the dry race tomorrow. So there you go. 16th place for us. George Russell in 19th. Of course, we will be starting right at the back of the grid. Okay then, let's do this.
What does the Spanish Grand Prix have in store for us today, I wonder? I hope we see some tight wheel-to-wheel action down the main straight, circa Mansell and Senna way back in '91, or maybe we'll have a more strategic race here on a track where overtaking can be difficult. The Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya then, a high-speed 2.89-mile circuit which demands an efficient downforce package and bravery on the part of the driver, especially through the blind right of turn 9, which we might just see taken flat this weekend. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about the captain. They've had to change their gearbox. It's never a good start to a Grand Prix when right off the bat you have to contend with a grid penalty.
Well, at the end of the day, it's always better to take some pain now than parking it up halfway through the Grand Prix. Let's just hope they can put that new gearbox to good use and get the results they're looking for.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Alexander Albon, and Faber, Sainz, Perez, Raikkonen and Nico Hülkenberg. Butler, Hamilton, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Daniel Ricciardo and Magnussen, Kvyat, Grosjean, George Russell and the captain, Norris, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, so just before we start, we are going to turn the front wing down to 4. So we're going to have 4/6 wings. Not too bad. We don't want to unbalance the car too much, but we hopefully will get a little bit more straight line speed before the race starts. Okay then, so once again, it's time for the 5 lights to go out on the all-seasons career mode. And we say go, go, go. And it's, here we go. Wow, great start from the line once again for Nookster. Started in 18th position in the end, just behind George Russell as we now go into the first turn. What's he going to do with George Russell? He dives down the inside of Russell. As we go into turn 1, what about all the other cars? Yes, indeed. Oh, wowzers. Wowzers. A little bit of contact there, I do believe, with Nico Hülkenberg, but he does manage to get through and up into the points. Yes, up into the points once again for Nookster. He is dragging this absolute potato from, like, I don't know, from all the dirt and grind and muck from everywhere. He's just dragging it out of all the dirt and getting it up into the points as he now goes for a move down the inside of Carlos Sainz, and it's a clean move. It's a very, very clean move from the Hookster there, up into the 9th position. His next target is Kimi Raikkonen, of course, that Alfa Romeo from 2019. Oh, a little bit of slipping and sliding once again from the Hookster. I don't see why he's doing that, because he has got very high wings, of course, on the car, don't forget. So this could compromise him as he gets later on into the race, unfortunately, with that higher wing package he's got on the car. Anyway, at the moment, still, oh, look at that, little bit of someone's wing fell off there, I do believe. I don't know who that was. It certainly wasn't the Hookster. His car is all good, all pucker, mate. But yeah, definitely something fell off someone's car there. As we're still continuing on and chasing Kimi Raikkonen directly in front of us. He's got Weber in front of him, his own teammate, of course. And we have Carlos Sainz directly behind us as Maxi Boy Verstappen puts in the fastest lap of the race as we complete lap 1 now and go into lap 2. What's going to happen here with Carlos Sainz? Is he going to go for a move? I think he may. No DRS, of course, at the moment, but that isn't going to stop him because his car is far faster than this one. This absolute potato of a car, but the Hookster holds on at the moment to 9th place. We accelerate forward out of lap 3. Still hold on to 9th position at the moment, as you can see. Carlos Sainz, though, is looking like a very, very angry papaya wasp behind him. As you can see, he's now diving down the inside Hookster and he gets past us. Oh, a little bit of contact there, and look at this. We've got another car in the mix. Who is this? It's Lewis Hamilton. I don't believe it. He's come out of nowhere. Well, he hasn't actually come out of nowhere because, of course, he got a penalty as well, so that's why he's right down the back of the field, or should I say the middle of the field with us, and he's fighting like crazy trying to get past Hookster. But there's an old saying that goes around here that says the Hookster never gives up and he never surrenders. Don't you know, don't you know? So he's not going to let Lewis Hamilton pass whatever happens. I never expected this, but of course it is on. We are fighting with the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. I just never thought I'd say that in the Williams, but yes, we are fighting for points in the Mercedes against the Williams. And once again, Lewis Hamilton tries to go very, very deep. Early, he has to outbrake himself, as you can see, and we go very wide on the exit, but we've managed to hold on to this position. Great stuff, absolutely great stuff from the Hookster. Once again on lap 4 now and still holding on to 9th place. Lewis Hamilton is still right up our shaft as we accelerate forward now to just finishing off lap 4 and going to lap 5. Once again, we are just ahead of Hamilton, but once again, he's going to dive down the inside of us. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do? What defence have we got against the Mercedes? Well, I'm not quite sure, but look at this. Hamilton outbrakes himself, and the Hookster goes down the inside and absolutely does a superb move there to hold on to his position. That was very, very clean once again for Hookster, and he holds on to 9th position on lap 5 out of 17. Yes, as we accelerate forward now to lap 6, just going past the pit, as you can see, and we still hold on to 9th place, but once again Lewis Hamilton is harrying us. We are trying to sort of half cover him off there, but we didn't quite manage to as he goes past under the DRS. But I think once again Hookster is going to dive down the inside of Lulu. Yes, he does, and look, once again that was a beautifully clean move there from Hookster. I don't think there was any contact with Lewis Hamilton at all, so he can't really argue about what happened there. And he holds on to this 9th position. Yes, 9th position on lap 7 as we accelerate forward now, just going past the pits into lap 8. Our teammate is in, George Russell's in, a couple more cars are coming as well, and just one coming out is Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari, just coming out of the pits. Oh, we're going to get past Charles. Yes, we do. Very wide on the exit though. Can we hold it together? Yes, we can. Jumping to 5th place at the moment for the Hookster, but of course he's got to make his pit stop yet, so it's sort of just a net position at the moment, but still holding on valiantly to the tail end of these World Championship points as Charles Leclerc is trying to wrestle this position away from the Hookster, but he is holding on. Oh, I say that though, what's he going to do? He's going to dive down the inside of Charles Leclerc. Oh, bloody hell, Hookster. Bloody hell, he's definitely had 3 Weetabix this morning, definitely 3 Weetabix. That was another beautiful move there with no contact whatsoever, and he holds on to 5th place. Anyway, we accelerate forward out to lap 8 and it's time for him to make his pit stop finally. So he's going to lose quite a few positions here, and he might actually go out of the points because he's in 7th already and hasn't even made his stop yet. But lots of other teams have come out for their drivers, as you can see, all waiting for their drivers to come in, and we now come in to our pit to change from the super soft onto the softer tyre, which is going to be, of course, our hard tyre, and we get out just in front of the Renault of Hulkenberg as well. That's great news. He's gone to the hard tyre. I don't know quite why that was a thing to go on the hard tyre. As we come out, as you can see, there's a McLaren going. In fact, there's 2 cars fighting like crazy in front of us as we rejoin the field. It's Le Mans Grosjean and it's Carlos Sainz. So we've actually down to 11th place, just outside the World Championship points. But the way things are going, I think we may get past both of these cars if they manage to take each other out, which hopefully they will do. Hopefully they will do. As you can see, we're just sort of holding station behind, but we've got another car trying to get past us. Who is this? I think it's Hulkenberg. I'm not quite sure. I think it's one of the Haas drivers. It's actually Kevin Magnussen. Kevin Magnussen trying to get past, but we're managing to hold on to 11th place at the moment. but Sainz and Grosjean are still fighting like crazy ahead of us. We've got to watch out for the car behind though, Kevin Magnussen, because he's looking pretty angry as we accelerate forward out to lap 10. Well, still holding on to 11th place at the moment. We've got Hulkenberg behind us now, and the car ahead is Carlos. Wait! I've just heard over the radio there is a problem with Carlos Sainz's car. Yes, he's got some kind of electrical problem with his car, so that means we are going to get past him and into the World Championship points. Yes, he's going very, very slowly indeed. Very, very slowly for Carlos Sainz. It's going to be pretty well. I say that he's always covering off the line. He doesn't want to lose his position, this last World Championship point position, of course. And we are trying desperately to get past. Oh, almost bin it there on the exit, but I don't think it's going to be too long before we manage to get past Carlos Sainz. As you can see, coming around the corner now, and he's going to give it the full beans to Hookster. I think he's going to brake very, very late into this turn. Yes, he does, and he sidles down the inside of Carlos Sainz, who, as I say, has got some problem with his car. And we're up now into 10th position. Fantastic. As we accelerate forward out to lap 12. Yeah, still holding on to this last single solitary World Championship point, but look who's behind us once again, everyone. It's Lewis Hamilton, and he breezes past us under the DRS, but what's Hookster going to do from so far back? Oh no, he goes for a route then inside of Hamilton. Oh, bloody hell. Did he get through? He did get through. He gets a warning for collision with Hamilton, though. I think that was definitely a collision with Hamilton there, but he gets back into the World Championship points as we accelerate forward to lap 16. Yes, just one more lap to go now, and it's the end of the Grand Prix, but Hamilton, of course, is going to try his hardest to try and get past this Williams, which isn't going to be very difficult in a Mercedes, has to be said, but at the moment, Hookster is doing very, very well to cover him off and hold on to this 10th position. Wowzers, we accelerate forward now to the end of the race, and Valtteri Bottas has finished the race in the Mercedes, and now it looks like we may in fact finish in 10th position. Yes, hopefully if we can just stay ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Just a few more corners to go, and I think we should be okay. Just coming around this last corner now. Have we managed to defend from Hamilton enough? I think we have. Yes, the arrow is not big enough, and we cross the line, do we? Yes, we do. Fantastic. Another point from the Hookster in our potato car. Yes, our absolute potato of a car. And there he is once again. Yes, it's Toto Wolff. Toto Wolff. Well done, Toto. God, I can imagine what they get up to. Him and Susie in that hot tub. All those bubbles everywhere. Doesn't worth thinking about, does it, lads? Hey, doesn't work. Anyway, let's just move on from that now. Let's just move on from that and say congratulations from the team mechanics. And congratulations to Lucas Weber, who finished in 5th position. Ahead of us, of course. Yes, ahead of us. Anyway, on to the podium. There is the winner of the race, Valtteri Bottas, and there's Sebastian Vettel, who finished in 2nd place. And there are the cars, the winning cars in the Parc Fermé. The Parc Fermé. And there is Maxi Boy Verstappen, and it's time now once again for the champagne to go over everyone. Go on, lads, go on. Well done indeed. So that was very exciting in Spain. I have to say, I was not expecting to be battling with Lewis Hamilton. Of course, it was only because he got a penalty. So let's have a look at the championship standings. As you can see, we finished in 10th. George Russell finished in 17th. And Carlos Sainz finished right at the back, because of course he had problems. So in the standings now, we're in 9th place at the moment with 16 World Championship points, just behind Sergio Perez. Lewis Hamilton still out in front with 95. Charles Leclerc in 2nd place with 72. Valtteri Bottas in 3rd with 71 World Championship points. Fantastic. And Devon Butler is in 18th place with absolutely 0 World Championship points. What a loser. What a loser indeed. Anyway, it's time now for one of those more boring interviews with Claire. I'd just like to say thanks so much for watching, everyone. You've been awesome as always. And as always, yes, of course, there will be more later.